quarter against Bethany, they kind of came to a stuttering halt. So obviously you got district locked up at this point. I think the big goal for them is to just kind of get back in that rhythm.
Right. Maintain where you're at, improving some areas that they probably saw in their film session this past Sunday. But in that Bethany game, it was encouraging to see kind of the emergence of the ground game from both McHale and Vaughn.
Yeah, and the emergence of one Cole Watkins.
Yes. All right, Matthew Tonsing's going to motion across. Cooksey mishandles the snap, rallies it back up. He's got a Blanchard receiver way downfield, just barely overthrown. I believe that was Terrence Johnson on the deep route there. So Lions going to have a 2nd and 10 coming up from the 45-yard line on their side of the field.
It's a really good job there by Terrence to create separation. I think if Cooksey would have had just a tiny, maybe a half second to a second longer in the pocket, not able to move, he would have made a crisp throw. Just was not the case there on that last play.
Lions go with a hard count here. Get a Tecumseh defender to jump into the neutral zone. I believe it's going to be an encroachment. It's going to bring the ball up 5 yards here. So Lions get a little bit more closer to that first down marker at the 50-yard line currently now with staying in that 4-wide set. And their base set here. Running back to the left of Cooksey. Cooksey's going to motion his running back to the right side of him now. Cooksey's looking to his left. Got Matthew Tonsing on a little bubble route. Is unable to bring that pass in, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Lions.
I'm really intrigued to see if this Lions team continues to test the secondary of Tecumseh. I think one of their strengths for Tecumseh, just looking at the eye test here, seems to be some pretty good, lengthy athletic guys. I'd like to see them kind of keep testing them downfield, especially if it's available.
Perryman in at tight end. Thompson came out in that substitution. Cooksey rolling out to his right. Going to pass that. Is that to Terrence there?
It was.
On the right side on a little curl route. So Terrence is going to get us our first down of the night, brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage.
Yeah, it was a really good first down as well there. A really good throw from Cooksey. Terrence didn't get a whole lot of separation, but he made up for it with a really good catch in traffic. And he was able to tag on a couple of yards after the catch as well, which that's a story that we're very used to telling with these Blanchard skill position guys.
Yeah, kind of excited to see maybe you can get some continue to get some more out of Terrence tonight. Just kind of that, like we said, kind of that revolving door in a sense of receiver with just kind of rotations, injuries, and that's if you get another, you had Cole Watkins last week. If Terrence can kind of be that guy tonight, that's really good to have going into playoffs.
Yeah, and it's really good when you can still have a really good run game to lean on, like we've been seeing here on the early onset from McHale Howell, running up the middle there for about a good 8 yards.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 now. Ball is on the Tecumseh Savages 29-yard line now. Lions come out in a trip set to their left, running back to the left of Cooksey. He's going to motion for Watkins to move inside. Watkins going to slant in. Cooksey surveying's really wanting to go deep, but he's going to dump it off to Watkins there. Going to be right at the first down. He's dragging some more defenders with him, so he's going to get another First United first down for the Lions.
It's a really good individual effort there from Cole Watkins, obviously. We saw a couple of examples of that last week, talking about yards after the catch. But this time, the yards after the catch came with about 2 dudes draped on him.
It's more like yards after contact.
Yeah, right.
Catch on the other yak.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really good catch, though. And something that I'll talk about after this play about Carson Cooksey.
4 wide. Perryman's going to motion the inside. He's going to come across on a little out route. Cooksey's going to dump it off to him in the flats. Just a little off between the two. So a complete pass is going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lions. 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
One of the things that I've raved about this year for Carson Cooksey has, especially just when you talk about the continuation of your game from last year, I think he's done a stellar job this year taking what the defense gives him instead of forcing the issue sometimes, especially when you talk about who has the lead in some quarters and not. I think it's an area that he's improved in tremendously, and that last play 2 plays ago was a really good marker for that.
Right. Cooks is going to pass it out to missing there on the bubble there. Was that
Hughes?
Looks to be Tyler Hughes kind of there at that inside receiver. So Tecumseh kind of defensively was already there, made the wrap-up. So Tyler only got about another yard or two on that. So 3rd and 6 coming up for the Lions.
Have we seen Tyler Hughes in an inside receiver capacity this year?
Yeah, he's done a couple of times for them.
He has?
It is kind of almost for them been kind of a
5-tool player almost.
Like a Swiss Army knife in that spot, because they have had a couple times where they had him out there and then he'll motion in and come down as a running back, kind of some downhill running. So Perryman to the left of the formation. Cooksey's going to hand it off to Mikhail Howe. Mikhail Howe is going to get up the field just a little bit. It's going to be just short of the first down marker. So we're going to have looks to be about a 4th and 3rd for the Lions here to go. Lions staying out there, going to go for it.
You've seen early success here from the run game. I'm wondering if you kind of lean on those big 5 up front to get you 3 yards to get that push on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's one of those you might line up to it and just see how Tecumseh responds. If they've got too many stacked in the box, you might try to go one of your guys out on the edge again with like a little bubble or a dump off pass. But Cooksey's set back. He's going to hand it off to Mikhail Howe. Lions do not execute there, fall short of the first down. So Lions' first turnover of the night on a downs. So Tecumseh is going to take over on their own 16-yard line.
Yeah, Blanchard just didn't have a check for the pressure that came off the right side of that edge there at the bottom of your screen. Believe it was a linebacker that just got free there and was able to tackle Mikhail Howe in the backfield for a loss of down. So let's see how the Blanchard defense responds here. Just want to give a quick note. The status of us, we are in the press box, but it is very cumbersome, and so I only have access to the opposing 40. So if you just hear like someone walking up, or just hear a lot of background noise, just know it's me trying to get a good angle if Tecumseh can eventually get the ball down to that side of the field.
Tecumseh kind of staying in that. Trying to think of a good name for the formation. If it's a kind of one of those old school triple option wishbone flex type.
Hey, Coach Craig said
formation
on the coaches show this week. He said that Tecumseh is going to throw a lot of different looks at you when it comes to formation stuff. So you really have to expect anything and everything if you're the Blanchard defense tonight.
So Tecumseh kind of staying true to that with 2nd and 10 facing them here. 21's going to motion across. Looks to kind of quarterback hesitates for a second, and it's going to go for a direct run, but yet again for no gain for the Savages, tackled by Cole Watkins.
And I'm trying to think of a good comp for what we're seeing from this Tecumseh offense. Would it be Klassen just with the weird, just out of left field formations that we might be seeing just from drive to drive? I know it may not be the most perfect comp, but it's just kind of hard to pinpoint a style.
It probably is. It's kind of a hybrid of Piedmont. You're not
true, yeah.
Not true to it entirely. It's taken with it all the time. But as of right now, Tecumseh's in a 5-wide set again for this 3rd and 10. Quarterback scrambling around. Is going to dump it off to a Tecumseh. So number 8 again.
I believe number 9.
Case and Pine, number 9 for the Savages. So it's kind of a short dump off. Lions rallied up there. It's going to have another 4th down for the Savages, and Lions are going to set up to return a punt yet again.
I think
Johnson in backfield.
I think that last play was kind of indicative of what Tecumseh's trying to get this Blanchard offense to do. A lot of movement before the snap, just to kind of get them, out of place, kind of out of a good state of mind to go make a play, and that you kind of saw that a little bit with the spread to the left. Oh.
And a backwards punt. It looks to be a safety. He mishandled the snap. For those that are maybe on the broadcast there, Tecumseh punter mishandled the snap. He's about around the 7-yard line.
But he made the field goal.
Blanchard defender right there ready to either scoop or tackle. So he was going to punt it off originally, try to sneak it past him, and then just decided to kick it behind him for the safety instead of a touchdown.
I thought it was going to be one of those situations where he turns his back to the defense and he's able to, just angle the foot to where he's able to still kick it that way. But
I figured at that point, and it's kind of Flag is waved off, so we do get signaled in for a safety, though. So that's going to put the first points of tonight on. There's no sponsor for safeties.
That was not on my bingo card for
So
for
Lions finally get on the board 2-0, and Savages will be kicking off here soon to the Lions. So
Is that
Lions,
the first safety of the season?
I feel like we might have had one other one, like a goal line.
Maybe like a Noble or something?
But first one recently, let's put it that way.
First one that went Blanchard's way, I think.
I don't know if I'm thinking of any of our goal line stands. Get it confused in between, but
just want to give a quick shout-out tonight while we're kind of still processing what we just saw on the field. Big shout-out to Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air, the game sponsor for tonight. Obviously, a big shout-out to Brightway Insurance, who was our starting lineup sponsor. We did forget to give the injury report tonight, brought to you by Hometown Healthcare. That's why we have our cheat sheet right here. Reagan Palmer is still out. He's week to week. I think the hope is we get him back either the first or second week of playoffs. 2 home games, by the way, for playoffs. No big deal. Big fan of that. So big shout-out to Hometown Healthcare for being tonight's injury report sponsor for this game and all year. Reagan Palmer, the only one who has, kind of been battling that injury all season now.
Tecumseh getting set up to kick off from the 20-yard line here. Got 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter.
It's been a quick one.
Good crowd tonight for both the home and away fans. It's always good to see the Blanchard fans always travel well, and tonight is no different from any other night.
That was a good kick.
Flag is down. I believe we're going to have players that were ahead of the tee here on the kickoff. So this kickoff at the 20 might get bumped back even further.
I'm interested to see if they kick. They actually kick to either a Brayson or a Terrence. Terrence has already kind of cut him up a little bit from the punt game, and we know what Brayson's capable of on any given kick.
So this might be the furthest back kickoff I've ever seen, at least for a high school game. So Savages are now kicking off from the 15-yard line after the infraction. So Lions offense, barring special teams play here, looks to most likely will have a great position to start us off for the second offensive drive of the night. As a straight line kick is going to go to Brayson Carter. Kind of goes by him back for a second, but he's going to bounce out to his left side, goes out again, bounces off. Another Tecumseh receiver cuts back upfield, going to his right side now. He's got one man to beat from Tecumseh, getting some good blocking by his guys ahead of him. Tecumseh brings him down at the 37-yard line in their territory. We do have some yellow back around the, looks to be the 30-yard line here on Tecumseh's sideline.
It's a really good return. If you're listening on 104.5 Classic Rock, it was a situation where, Tecumseh was able to get a lot of black jerseys around Brayson, and he ended up just kind of cutting back and only had one guy to beat. Tyler Hughes did a pretty good job of, keeping that block, but Tecumseh was able to wrangle him down. One guy to beat for maybe even a touchdown.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a holding on kind of one of those players that were here on this, kind of more on Tecumseh's side of the field, sideline. Yeah. This one, Brayson cut it back. He might have had a hand. Somebody get too caught up in blocking and holding their player. And so the Lions are going to, after the ball is moved back, they're going to get started about the 47-yard line here on Tecumseh's side of the field. Lions looking to the sideline, get a call in for their first play of this series. Lions in a trip set to Cooksey's left. He's also got a running back to his left. Cooksey's going to drop back, looking to the left side. Cole Watkins going to catch the slant route for a First United first down.
Kind of picking up where they left off last game.
Right.
It's very crazy, the relationship between a QB and receiver. Sometimes all it takes is one really good game, and you end up becoming maybe the go-to guy, just the quarterback, someone that the quarterback can rely on. I mean, not saying that that's not every single receiver, but you just develop that connection in game.
Tonsing receives the direct jet sweep handoff, cuts around to the right side and gets a nice gain of about 8 yards here. So 2nd and 2 for the Lions coming up here after your Matthew taunting run. Perryman out on the field yet again. They've kind of done some different formations with him. They've had him kind of in at his usual tight end spot there behind the O-line, but he's been doing a little bit more receiver formations as well too, kind of out at the inside receiver spot, which he's going to line up there yet again on the left side. 4 wide set. Cooksey looking to his right now. He's got a quick little hitch route to Terrence Johnson. That gets him the first down. So another First United first down for the Lions tonight.
Now we're kind of starting to see what makes this Lion offense so dangerous. We've had 3 separate passes to 3 different receivers, all able to do a whole lot after the play, after the catch. Terrence Johnson, Matt Tonsing, and Cole Watkins. Just a whole slew of weapons for Carson Cooksey to play with.
Cooksey looking that right side again, but the blitz from the Savages get him down before he finds a receiver to get it to. So sacked for about, looks to be about 5-7 yards here. So 2nd and long coming up for the Lions with 1:30 left in the first quarter.
Man, that's the second time that Tecumseh's dialed up pressure from that left side, and the rusher has just gone completely unchecked. The blitzer has.
Yeah, good call there by the Savages. Cooksey didn't see it coming at all.
Coach Craig is not happy right now.
The right side. 4 wide set again here.
Elated.
Cooksey takes a handoff, looking to his right side again. Try to get it out in the flats to, I believe, was that Tyler?
That was Tonsing.
Tonsing.
It's really tough when you're a QB and you have that flow going in a drive and you just get rattled by, a blindside sack. It just kind of messes up your rhythm, kind of messes up that accuracy. You kind of saw that there, just a touch high for Matthew to go up and get.
A couple of just
Coach Craig has been he has been pacing on the sidelines. He was not happy with that play.
Doesn't look great on paper and going potentially into second quarter with only a 2-0 lead. On Tecumseh, we've had the ball twice on offense as Cooksey's just going to throw the ball away after getting some pressure. But we've, like you said, got 2 flags down now on the play. One in the middle of the field, and then one kind of came closer to the sideline.
Middle of the field might be a hold.
Maybe a man downfield.
Potentially. And then I don't know what the sideline could be.
Intentional grounding. He's out of tackle box, but didn't.
There wasn't a receiver in the immediate area, but
Lions are going to take a timeout here, it looks like.
We're going to take it with them with about 58 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Your Lions hold a 2-0 lead in Tecumseh, America. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered.
Cooksey looking to the middle of his field, almost intercepted by the Savages safety. So it's, if that wasn't an intentional drop, it's going to work out better in Tecumseh's favor there, as Lions are going to turn over on downs yet again while in the Tecumseh side of the field.
Yeah, that was it's a play we've seen multiple times before, trying to hit a guy like and hit one of the inside receivers right in between the goal line, the goal posts. Just got to give credit to the Tecumseh secondary for kind of having a good read on it and bouncing out in front of Brayson right before he was able to corral it in. But like you said, if you're Blanchard, probably would have rather had him intercept that just when it comes to field position.
Would have worked essentially like a punt.
Yeah.
If he'd gone down immediately.
Right.
He kind of had to dive for it, so it looked that way. But Tecumseh, no receivers out, entirely a heavy set here as the direct quarterback run. He's going to break up the middle, get a first down for them. So kind of another new formation. Tecumseh Savages throwing at the Lions here after the Maddox-Anderson carry goes for about 12 yards. So Savages get a new set of downs with 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Ball at the 36-yard line on their side of the field.
There's going to be ebbs and flows. I mean, there is in every game, and I'm sure Craig's going to, light a fire under the boys after the first quarter, but just got to take what the offense gives you and just make adjustments accordingly, because they're going to throw a bunch of different looks at you.
So Lions defense looks to adjust a lot more better that formation there, as another Tecumseh direct snap run only goes for a yard, if that. No, he's going to be actually marked short of the line of scrimmage. So tackled for a loss of down, 2nd and 11 coming up for Tecumseh.
I think that might be the final play of the first quarter. In fact, it will be the final play of the first quarter. It's 2-0. A safety, the only lone play with that caused a score on the board. It's 2-0 Blanchard against Tecumseh. We're going to flip sides of the field here and come back after a quick 1-minute break for the second quarter. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends.
Welcome back to Tecumseh America as we begin the second quarter here with the Lions on top 2-0.
Tecumseh doing some funky stuff in the backfield. They got a man deep. Cole Watkins defending that pass there, I believe.
That was Terrence.
Yeah, I was like, that does not look like 11.
That's all right. That's all right. 10 and 11, close enough.
Terrence stayed in phase throughout that whole route there. Good job by him to have a pass break up. So Tecumseh facing 3rd and long. A lot of times they've had these 3rd and longs. They've gone with that kind of 5-wide set. I'm curious to see if they'll stay with that, or they have two receivers on one side and trips on the other.
I got to say, though, for the most part, the Lions have done really well at, the long passes. They've done a good job of keeping coverage.
Here comes that formation again. Tecumseh's going to go with trips on their right side. Quarterback's looking to the left side, going to get a pass right away. Terrence almost intercepts that pass. So 4th and 10, Terrence is going to get a chance to get his hands on the football again after an upcoming punt here.
Just like I said earlier, Blanchard's done a really good job of just being able to stop that pass. There was a intermediate pass there in their first drive in the middle of the field that got them their first down of the night. But for the most part, I think Blanchard's done a really good job of just being able to kind of shut out any sort of consistent passing game that Tecumseh's tried to generate. Just need the offense to step up and maybe put 6 on the board here.
Tecumseh getting ready to punt off from the Lions' 36-yard line. Punter lined up at the 25-yard line. Better punt here for the Tecumseh Savages versus that safety last time. Terrence is going to field it just a little behind the 30-yard line. Makes a couple of Tecumseh defenders miss. gets to about looks to be right at the 46-yard line.
No.
A good return by Terrence, about 20 or so yards. So Lions offense going to get, yet again, some decent field to work with. It's just, yet again, to see if they can kind of wake up here in the second quarter and get things going and finally pass the end zone lines.
They've been able to get to the 20 just fine. It just that seems to be where the problems arise, is right inside that red zone.
Cooksey's going to pass it off to his left. I believe that's Brayson Carter. Brayson kind of dancing around, makes a couple of cuts here. It's going to be just short of a first down. So 2nd and 1 coming up for the Lions from the 46-yard line on Tecumseh's side of the field.
I think at the end of the day, Blanchard's going to be able to get a large majority of what they want, whether it be through the passing game or a run game. I'm intrigued to see if they keep going with a balanced attack like they're doing right now.
Cooksey's going to hand the ball off there to, is that McHale this time, or was that
I believe
Vaughn?
that was McHale.
So McHale, if that was McHale Howell on the handoff, he's going to get the Lions another First United first down, as we've got a Savage player down on the field.
We're going to let the medical officials tend to the injured to come. Oh, he may be up on his feet, actually. I think he's all right. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break here while the medical staff looks at the injured Tecumseh player. You are watching Blanchard versus Tecumseh, brought to you by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air on Blanchard Lions TV.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back to Tecumseh America. It's 1st down and 10, 2-0 Blanchard the score with about 10 minutes, 40 seconds left on the clock.
Cooksey rolling out his right side towards the trips. He's got a Hudson Perryman deep downfield. Hudson's finally going to get us our first touchdown of the night, brought to you by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. So Perryman just had a kind of a deep post route there. My correction, a flag route there actually on the Cooksey rollout. Cooksey makes a great connection there. Then Perryman reels it in. Lions finally get past the only 2-point marker.
That was great. Yeah, it was a great route by Perryman. It was a great throw by Cooksey. Good job by Perryman of getting past, that initial wave of defense that came at him, and he was able to get by his defenders enough space to catch a really great dime from Cooksey for the first 6 of the night for this Blanchard squad.
Campbell gets lined up for this kick, and it's going to tack on another point for the Lions. So Lions finally offensively looking better.
On the board, 9-0 Blanchard, your score here in Tecumseh, Oklahoma. 10:34 left here in the second quarter. We're going to be right back after a quick break. You're watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your
Welcome back to Tecumseh, where it is 9-0 Blanchard, 10:33 left on the game clock, second quarter.
Special teams bringing down the Savages right past the 30-yard line here. So Tecumseh offense going to maybe try to see if they got any more formations left in the playbook to try to challenge this Blanchard defense with.
Listen,
tonight.
some people may be asking why, teams like a Klassen or a Tecumseh throwing like just so much stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's mainly, and this is calling it how it is, and it's nothing else. When you have a lot of trickery in the playbook like a Tecumseh, it's usually just because you have to install those trick plays to get really good teams like Blanchard, maybe out on their heels at the onset of a game, because it's not going to work the whole game. You need that stuff to work early and often if you want to have a chance in a game like this. And that first quarter, you could kind of say, yeah, we kind of maybe have gotten there. But as the game rolls on, second, third quarter, you just can't rely on that stuff anymore. You have to have, some sort of bread and butter that you can rely on, and I don't think Tecumseh has that in their arsenal.
Yeah, all of tonight, if Blanchard can hold them short for those first 2 downs, they go to that formation out of third down and just have not really had success with it. As kind of some misdirection in the backfield, handoff to the right side is going to be brought down. A Lions defender.
Was that was Tyler Hughes. That was a really good read from Tyler on the left side there, because I think pretty much almost all the other 11 guys out, or the 10 guys out on the field, thought they were going left when they were really going right.
Well, when you're on defense, you got some keys that you're looking for.
Right.
I remember when I was at that safety spot, we'd always read that guard. So if he pulled, what you were supposed to do is kind of go straight down and then kind of scrape across. And a lot of times they'll get you bad if you just go directly across. So Tecumseh is going to go and kind of a 4-wide set here, a little dump-off pass, unable to get tackled. So Savages get kind of their first success on a third down play tonight for a first down. So
I believe was that Stacy with the missed tackle there? Could have set up. It was a really good play by Tecumseh. I mean, it was a really good evasion of the tackle. I think if you ask Braden Stacy, he's easily 100 times out of 100 going to say, I probably could get him the next time if we lined up and tried that again. But
and Tecumseh is satisfied with that result, that you just got a ball in one of your players' hands and just let him go make a play.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything special that you had to force. So good thing about seeing all these different formations, though, too, like we were talking about earlier, is kind of on a game like this, is it's really for ourselves seeing, okay, are players staying disciplined? Are you still reading your keys? Are you still in the right spot? So come playoff time, that's still sharp for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure Tecumseh also was, very happy that he was able to make a play in space, because they haven't been able to have space, period, very much in the game.
Well, any of their plays really had been coming in between the tackles really tonight. All their passing stuff really hadn't got anything other than maybe one other little kind of inside sitting route. Tecumseh's got a 2nd and 9 here with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Direct dive to the halfback there. So he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 5 yards. So third and 5 coming up for the Savages here.
And we've kind of seen, a couple weeks now, that defensive front for Blanchard has done really good at, holding their own against whatever offensive line they're going up against. Seeing very much of the same for most of the game here.
Clogging up enough of it where if something does open up, that linebackers can be there to make a play for them.
The Trays, the Cade Saunders, Ross Johnson, Blake Woods, they're all doing a really good job of just keeping any sort of complimentary run game at bay.
And just as we're singing their praises, it looks like we get is that Blake or is that Jake?
I believe it was 50.
It
was Saunders.
Saunders, okay. So Saunders with a mistake there. It's going to give the Savages a new set of downs here at the 39-yard line on the Lions side. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, so another kind of challenge for the Lions defense to stay disciplined, not give up the small things like that, and keep Tecumseh out of the final green stretch of the field.
Yeah, and we're officially in no man's territory, so you have to assume you got to play four downs of defense here if you want to give the ball to your offense.
Well, I think on a game like tonight, I think anytime Tecumseh gets onto Blanchard's side of the field, that they're going to go for it on a 4th down. When it's a senior night, you don't have any playoff implications.
This is your playoff game.
You have to worry about. This is your last game that you got. Go let your kids play another another down in tonight, but you also don't want to do that when you're so far back that you're just going to get your kids discouraged and have them feel, dejected if a bad play happens there, and then we score a play or two later. So
this will be the final game for the 13 Tecumseh seniors. But with that being said, Blanchard still with a lot to play for, not just this game, but weeks to come.
So direct dive by Tecumseh after the faked jet sweep handoff is going to get some good yardage. Got a 3rd and short here for the Savages at the 31-yard line. So it'd be interesting to see formation-wise. I anticipate Tecumseh stays in this kind of heavier set. It's not 3rd and long like they've had in the past.
Right.
They might not even throw any receivers out and go really, really heavy set like they've done in the past and just load it up. So
right there.
They're kind of heavy to their right side. They might fake it and go back to their left side here. They just got some lead blockers for quarterback run as he's going to get some extra yardage after that too. So direct snap to Maddox Anderson again. I've heard his name a couple of times tonight. I think they've been using him outside of quarterback or
a little bit. Yeah.
I think he had that pass earlier out in the flats for the Savages. So another first down. We're curious to see if this Lions defense, if it stays with that bend and bend not break that I've talked about so much.
It's really the first
year.
First true test, first big test in this game for them.
Right.
Being inside their own red zone. So we'll see what happens.
And Tecumseh keeps having success with this heavy set, so I think until Lions Lions are going to get lucky with a high snap here, Maddox Anderson rallies it back up, but he's going to be brought down by Cole Watkins there
and
after the high snap.
This kind of goes back to what you were talking about. If you find success, even if it's not by your own doing, if you find success in those early 1st and 2nd downs, you're going to be forcing Tecumseh to go to a style of offense that they're not particularly comfortable with.
Right.
Talking about the pass.
And Lions when they've kind of had that formation thrown at them, it's really just, hey, keep anything and everything in front of you. We'll rally up to it then as Tecumseh's quarterback is by himself in the backfield, motion across. He's got 3 men to his left side. He's getting pressured by the swarm of Lions there as he's wrapped up by both Cade Saunders and
I think that was Cole Watkins that got the initial pressure on him on the right side. I think that might have been Cade, and was that Ben Hefner?
Colin
No, that was Blake Woods. 62 on the edge.
Oh, I read that as 52.
Yeah,
it's Blake Woods.
But give credit to Watkins. He was the one that initially pushed Tecumseh's QB into the back of the middle of the field, which allowed Blake and Cade to get to him.
So after those 2 disastrous plays for the Savages, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 25 for them now from the 46-yard line. Don't know if that was intentional. It looked to be just a little bit more conservative direct snap run again on this 3rd and long. So,
and it really is crazy that we talked about a little bit before, but whether it's a 5-yard penalty on Tecumseh or a self-inflicted wound like you just saw with the high snap, this Blanchard defense team's very knacky about being able to take advantage of whatever opportunities are given to them, even if those opportunities are not from their play.
Right, like we said earlier, kind of if you can survive those first 2 downs, favor's been on the Lions defense tonight on that, those 3rd and longs, but. Just want to give a shout-out to a couple of our sponsors, Blanchard Eye Care, Keeler Custom Homes, Hometown Healthcare, 10 Arrows Roofing, First United Bank and Mortgage.
Got a delay of game penalty on Tecumseh. Just we're not able to line up and get a playoff in time.
That could have been intentional. They feel like they can kind of punt and pin. Maybe they wanted a little bit 5 more yards of space.
It is 4th down.
Try to pin the Lions back there as Johnson's going to be deep on the Lions' defensive side to return the punt here.
He's done really well in his first couple of punt returns. I expect nothing but the same.
2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Tecumseh punt. Gets a good punt off here. Johnson has to rally back just a little bit, muffs the punt, but stays calm and collected, rallies the ball up, but Tecumseh Savages kind of had a smart play there, I believe. Is that number Jake Boutron maybe just kind of coming from behind Terrence, swinging down, knocked that ball out for a second, but Lions fortunately get back onto it.
Can't compound mistakes if you're the Blanchard Lions now with the muffed punt and then just the non-security of the ball with the guy coming up behind you. Those are the little things that, Coach Craig was talking about this Tuesday, just cleaning it up, being disciplined. Yes, you have to be aware of who you're playing, but that doesn't mean you can go out and play the cleanest game possible, and it's just something we haven't seen from the Lions on the onset here.
No, it's like we were saying you got as the Cooksey pass, Brayson Carter is just a little behind Brayson, unable to bring that in. So 2nd and 10 for the Lions from the 19-yard line with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left. But yeah, I mean, a senior night, all these players on Tecumseh's side, they're going to give it their all if they're a senior, or even the younger classmen are wanting to play, kind of go out on a high note for a lot of these guys that they've gone to battle with. They've spent, the last couple of months and years with, kind of growing up together and knowing each other. So Lions 4-wide set, pass over to Terrence on another hitch route again. Terrence going to bring that in. I believe that's either his 4th catch tonight. So Terrence doing really solid at that outside receiver spot tonight for the Lions as he gets just kind of a quick little 4-yard gain for the Lions, give him some more insurance here.
He's kind of playing the
first yard line,
the Cole Watkins role of last week a little bit,
right?
Just because I think this offense is built kind of who you're used to seeing Cooksey throw it to, but I'm really excited seeing some of these guys that haven't been the main targets throughout the year.
Rolling out to his left side, he's got trying to get it to Perryman there on the little rollout pass, but just behind him again, as this is going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Lions. This might bring out the first punt of the night. It's not looking that way just yet. What we might see here, Lions maybe try to go with a hard count, see if we can get Tecumseh to jump off sides again, maybe get that closer, but we're about a 4th and 6 of the new set of downs as Lions go to a 5-wide set. Cooksey's going to be in the backfield by himself. Fake snap count goes there. Cooksey looking at the sideline, getting a call in as Perryman's going to motion over to his tight end set on the right side. And we're just going to get a quick pooch kick from Cooksey there. Ball bouncing right around the 40-yard line. It's going to be downed at the 39-yard line. So Lions defense going to get another series here to continue to kind of show some improvement from tonight with all these formations.
Yeah, no, just want to give a quick shout-out to some of our sponsors tonight. Obviously, Yarbrough & Sons is our game sponsor tonight. Big shout-out to Yarbrough & Sons for coming on board for this 2nd year of operation. The starting lineup sponsor was Brightway Insurance, the Injury Report, Hometown Healthcare. Stick around. We're going to take probably a 6 or 7 minute break starting at halftime, and then we'll come back with the halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. And we're going to give you some scores from around not only 4A, but maybe some of the more notable ones from around the state as well.
Tecumseh's got 2 minutes to try to drive the field as Tecumseh quarterback is sacked after a hard hit from...
That was Gage Ellison, I believe, on the left side right there. That was number 5, Gage Ellison.
Now, is this shiny object? Do we have a flag coming from that side with the extra whistling? We've got timeout by the Lions here with 1:55 left in the 2nd quarter.
1:55 left. Lion timeout. 9-0 the score. Lions lead almost to halftime here in Tecumseh. And I think it's a little bit closer than anyone would have guessed it would be at this point in the game. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Schools Booster Club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to Tecumseh. 1 minute, 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Blanchard holding on to a 9-0 lead.
Oh, man. Savages testing deep field yet again to Perryman, and that taunting and coverage there on the left side of the field for the Lions. So nice thing about that, play clock has stopped, but it looks like
we're going to have another timeout from Tecumseh. The score still remains 9-0 Lions. A minute 48 left here in the second quarter. This game brought to you by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. We'll be right back after this.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Oklahoma. 9-0 is your score. Blanchard out in front of the Savages. 1:48 left to go in the second quarter.
As Tecumseh is trying to pass, was brought down by the Lions defender.
Is that another timeout?
Gage. No, that might have been Gage again on the sag. So
I think
Lions
we have
taking another timeout. Minute 41. Now we got a upcoming fourth down, so trying to save some clock and try to get another score right before halftime.
The defense is holding. It's fourth down for Tecumseh. We will be right back after this quick break. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Welcome back. I believe that was the closing of our third timeout in a row. Minute 41 left to go in the second quarter. Blanchard still holds a 9-0 lead.
Say fourth and very long, maybe fourth and 30. Punt. It's kind of a funky bounce there. We try to return it, but just good enough bounce in the Savages' favor. Down in Blanchard's 41-yard line. So Lions will have to drive the field about...
No timeouts?
59,
no timeouts.
59 yards here.
I will say this.
Minute 32 left.
It's not uncommon for this Blanchard Lions offense to go a very large distance, a large chunk of the field in a very short amount of time. We've seen it done.
Only score tonight was from one of those deep passes on that Cooksey to Perryman connection.
Mm-hmm.
As Lions are going to go with a 5-wide set here. Perryman subbed in at tight end. He's going to motion across to the right side. Cooksey's going to drop straight back, looking to his right side. He's got Perryman wide open in the middle of the field, and another drop, just kind of just out of rhythm a little bit there as Cooksey had that behind Perryman. Perryman had a lot of field to work with, too, if he brings that one in.
We've just seen just a little off from Cooksey tonight. A lot of his throws have been behind the route, behind the runner, but doesn't really matter when the one you did connect on ended up being a touchdown. But with the score how it is right now, especially coming out of halftime, I think he's going to make those adjustments.
Second and 10, 5-wide set yet again. He's going to roll out to his left side. He's got Matthew Taunting just short of a first down. The play clock's going to keep running. We're going to get lined up, kind of hurry up. As play call is getting signaled in, Lions in a rush to get lined up correctly. Trip set to the left. Cooksey's looking to the right side. Quick dump-off pass there. Was that to Thompson again?
That was, yeah.
So First United first down for the Lions. Thompson gets out of bounds as well on the quick out route. So 1:05 left here. Ball now on the Tecumseh Savages 48-yard line. New set of downs. We got
a timeout.
Timeout looks to be by Tecumseh. They want to talk about either some alignment or get some guys a break.
It's 9-0 still. 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. We're going to be back after a couple messages. You're watching Blanchard Lions TV.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back. 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go at Tecumseh for the Lions. 9-0 lead for Blanchard.
Quad-set deep pass over on, was that Perryman?
That was Perryman.
Perryman brings in a really deep
They're
pass.
Gonna get
I couldn't
it.
even tell if that was caught or not at first.
The Tecumseh corner was pandering to the ref that he was out of bounds, but I don't believe he was. I believe he stepped out shortly after he gained possession. So the connection that we've said so many times this season, Cooksey to Perryman, getting them a big chunk of yardage there on that last play.
Lions in the red zone for the first time tonight. This ball is Cooksey's going to drop back. He's got Perryman deep yet again. Perryman's going to bring the pass to the right side of the field in for a Yarbrough and Sons touchdown, second one of the night. So kind of a good use of the timeouts earlier to keep some time on the clock. Lions could tack on another 6 here before halftime, potentially 7.
It took 4 timeouts, but Blanchard ended up getting the result they wanted off of a really good pass from Carson Cooksey to Hudson Perriman on the left side of the field, which ended up being a First United first down, and then a really good pass from Cooksey to Perriman on the right side of the field, which ended up being a Yarbrough and Sons touchdown.
PAT is just kind of a little low and blocked, so Lions stick with only tacking on 6 points there. As your score is going to be 15-0 with 51 seconds left.
Didn't have 15 points for any team on the bingo card tonight, but with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, a quick 1-minute break. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarbrough and Sons Heating and Air. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential.
Welcome back to Tecumseh America. The score 50-0, your Blanchard Lions. 50 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Tecumseh is going to take kickoff, try to take it back here. He's going to be brought down again at the 30-yard line.
This is
Short
11.
return.
I think Cole Watkins almost stripped the ball from the Tecumseh returner, and in an unfortunate turn of events for the Lions, Tecumseh somehow got it back before the guy with the ball was down. But
Lions will get the ball to start the second half as well. So I don't know as far as Tecumseh if they might try to go to some deep game here, or maybe just do a handoff or two and go to halftime and be content with only being down 15-0.
I think that's a win,
Lions.
honestly. I think a lot of people expected it to be a lot more at the half, but If you're the Lions, I think you're happy with the defense putting up a big 0 or holding your opponent to a big 0. And I think if you're the offense, you're really happy with how those past couple of possessions went, able to get some scores on the board before halftime.
Yeah, just kind of discouraging first half because you feel like it's kind of a trap game in a sense of just trying to go through the motions. You got through your big test last week, so this game doesn't mean nothing to us is what kind of might be the concern.
Right.
Tecumseh is. Oh,
are they taking a timeout?
I thought the play clock was behind it, but that's going to be the end of the second quarter for your Lions and Savages tonight. As the score now is 15-0 going to halftime with a 20-minute break.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. It's 15-0 on the scoreboard for the Lions at half. 20-minute break. We're going to take a quick 7-minute break here. We're going to come back. We're going to give you some scores around 4A and the state of Oklahoma for our halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. And we're going to kind of give some general thoughts of that first half as well. But for the first half for us, you have been listening to on Classic Rock 104.5, and if you have been watching, you've been watching on Blanchard Lions TV. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Tecumseh, America, where it's lights out. The entire stadium is drenched in multicolored light as the Tecumseh band plays several iterations of famous Beatles songs. I believe we might be on Yesterday. I think that was the final one. So we're going to try and do this thing in the dark. Before we get to our halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage, Carson, I toss it over to you. What were some of the things you saw from Blanchard in that first half versus what, I don't know. Just tell me how you think they did in the first half.
Yeah, not the most ideal start for your Lions, especially when you feel as a team that you should be handling this opponent very well. Now, you knew coming into this game, Tecumseh's got a lot of emotional ties to play in this game with it being senior night. So I think defensively it was okay. You know, the first few drives, they kind of had some stuff thrown at them that they hadn't really seen, kind of switching up a lot. So they rallied back up well on that. Didn't give any points up, you know, kind of had some a time where Tecumseh was pressing, kind of getting close to that red zone, and then just luckily had a couple of mishandled snaps and plays on their side. So defensively, okay. I think not discouraged by that any. Offensively, just a little bit worrisome on we've had stuff there on a lot of these plays where we just had some miscommunication as far as passes go. Kind of Cooksey's pass has been a little bit behind a couple of those receivers when they're on some slant routes kind of there in the middle of the field. So I think if that can get fixed in the second half, they'll be coasting. They'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the Lions do too much on the ground this game either, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. If Tecumseh maybe just sells out so much to the run stuff in that first half that it's been, okay, we'll pass it around. So I think some positives is Terrence Johnson getting a little bit more involved. You know, kind of started the year, had some some troubles as far as getting involved offensively, kind of had some hard times here and there. So I am encouraged to see that they're finding ways to utilize him and his skills, and just kind of another player to have in your pocket that you could go to once playoffs come. So yeah. I think it is nice that you do have a lead. It's not what you wanted. The Perryman connection between Cooksey and him tonight has been pretty well. 2 touchdowns for Perryman, so kind of been an anchor point for this offense tonight for the deeper stuff. He even had a great catch down on the sideline there earlier too.
The entire stadium is awaking from their slumber. The lights have been turned back on. The stadium scoreboard is also on. We're going to try and get a better understanding of how much time there actually is left in halftime, because it currently says 16:51, and I know if Todd were here, he would not be happy with
it's a frozen 16:51.
That's right.
It's not running, so I don't know if there's some hand calculating or maybe a hand timer they're trying to translate it from.
So hopefully someone has a stopwatch here in this press box, because I think we should – I want to say probably 5 or 6 minutes left, including warm-up time when both of the teams get back out here, which both of the teams have not gotten back out here yet. I think this is also the first game in which the Blanchard Band will not be performing at halftime. I think that's kind of just been a standard. We've seen their iteration of, their performance with the Twisted Circus, if you will, and I think this is the first time we're not going to be able to see it. I wonder if they're able to do that during playoffs. That needs to be they're moving. Oh, I think we might get an extended halftime here. That's is that even allowed?
Some more time for half. I don't know. Maybe it was just getting some halftime snacks. I could imagine they might have conceded some more time to Tecumseh for their seniors in the band last time in front of their home crowd. For football games, for basketball games, they might have some stuff later after.
We will keep you updated on the halftime timer. Until then, let's get to one of our tried and true segments here at halftime, the halftime scoreboard update, brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. Now, it's not really a sweat for Blanchard fans now, because Blanchard pretty much has District 4A2 locked up. So if there is any more stakes to be had in this district, Carson, go over those scores and then maybe hit on a couple of the 4A, and then maybe like a Big Spee, see who they're beating by 40 this week. And then we'll just go from there.
They got Jinx.
Oh, okay.
Fair warning on that. But, yeah, kind of some implications Cache and Chickasha, that those are two teams in a district that will get matched up in come playoff time next week. So as of right now, the picture looks to be that we'd play Cache. Cache had a kind of a surprise win over Clinton last week. But Cache and Chickasha are playing tonight. They're right there at 4 and 5 rankings in their district respectively. Cache being at 4, Chickasha being 5. So at halftime, Chickasha is leading 16-14. So I'd kind of have to do some more research to see if Chickasha manages to pull it out. If that might switch to where Chickasha instead of Cache comes to our place come next week for that first round of 4A playoffs.
What a blessing for Chickasha that would be. What a short drive.
A lot, yeah, it's a lot different than a Tulsa or
a Cache, even.
Yeah, which I think Cache would rather trade that out and make that travel for
right,
playoffs.
Of
but
course.
Other 4A teams kind of in our district looking through an entertaining one, I'm sure, with some implications not directly to us, but as far as playoff seeding for our own district. Newcastle, Bethany, score right now, according to Squirtle, is showing tied in the second quarter. Other teams in our district, let's see here. Bridge Creek and Hara. Hara's leading 28-0 in the second quarter. Tuttle and Classen's score is showing us final with a 23-0 final score. So
could that have been a yesterday game?
Thursday game, or maybe just a mishap on somebody reporting the score. So those are kind of all the scores I'm seeing for our district. And then look at some other 4A. Cushing's handling Skytook 48-7 at half. Wagner is up on Miami 21-7 at half. Poto leads Stillwell 33-13 at the half. Elk City is up on John Marshall 27-0. Hilldale, Fort Gibson, closer game there, 27-21 in the second quarter, so that might finish as a high-scoring, entertaining game on that side of the state. Clinton is up on Woodward 31-0. And then an interesting one to keep an eye on, too, as far as the overall 4A picture, is Broken Bow and Ada are tied 14 in the second quarter. Jumping over some other ones, a big one I kind of saw on Twitter. I'm going to pull it up here on Squirtle. But familiar previous opponent, Piedmont, looked to be leading, surprisingly, Carl Albert Titans 24-10 at half.
Oh, boy. The triple option,
so
the best friend.
Carl Albert's got some things to figure out in the second half. They are loaded with talent, too, if you kind of follow any of the recruiting stuff. They've got a lot of OU guys over there. Had some commitment stuff today, so I don't know if maybe that
a surprise double commitment last night.
Yeah, I don't know if that's kind of maybe just been a little bit more so on their minds in the game in front of them. So
I wonder if Carl Albert has their district locked up.
I know they beat Guthrie a few weeks ago in a really nail biter, great game on that one. So I know that at least probably propelled them to the top of that
district.
That's
no excuse, though, even in the end, even if they do have districts locked up.
Right, and I just don't know where Piedmont I know they're in the mix for that district, so that might be one of those where Piedmont was really trying to get a better seeding for themselves, and maybe Carl Albert wasn't worried. But some other 5A scores, Lawton Mac is up on Noble 33-26 in the second quarter. Ardmore trails Duncan 14-6 at half. Bishop Kelly is leading Grove 31-7. Elgin, kind of another 5A, contender, and that kind of throughout the year is up on another solid 5A team, Midwest City. They are up 13-3. The Elgin Owls are at halftime. We'll jump over, kind of look at some entertaining 6A ones. I know a big one I saw too, kind of on Twitter as well, was in between Stillwater and Muskogee. I think that was kind of some top teams at their district. Stillwater's leading that 21-7 at half, so that's got some playoff seeding implications heavily on that one, as Stillwater's 3 overall in 6A2, and Muskogee is ranked number 1. Sand Springs, looks like Sand Springs beat U.S. Grant 56-0. Deer Creek is up on Putnam City North 45-13. Choctaw handling Ponca City 48-6. And Booker T. Washington leads Putnam City West 17-13. So we'll jump over 6A1, kind of look at some of those big names in that class as well. The Bixby Jinx, a big one, 7-7, tied at second. So I told you, Jinx, surprised them last year, upset them, ended their streak, which Bixby streak surpassed Wagner's streak that Blanchard ended a couple years ago. So It stunk that Bixby overcame that streak, but they did. They own that title now, but their kind of new streak they had going might be in jeopardy now with this big kind of newer rivalry game. 7-7 second quarter. Norman North handling Enid 34-0. Union and Edmond North, looks like that game might have been played yesterday as well. Final is showing 50-14. Broken Arrow beat Moore 42-35. Another kind of big exciting game in that classification, Owasso and Norman. Norman's leading 18-13 at half. Edmond Santa Fe handling UConn 41-7. Another battle of the Moors with Westmore leading Southmore 28-6. And looks to be tied up in between Edmond Memorial and Mustang 21-21.
Carson, that was great. That was literally perfect. That is a segment we like to call the Halftime Scoreboard Update, brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. Carson passing that test with flying colors. Great job and thank you. 4A, 5A, both divisions of 6A. A lot of interesting scores out there. But while you were doing that, we found out a little bit more about the operation that's going on down on the field, which is actually about to resume. They put 3 minutes up after the 16-21 that we saw for most of the halftime, and that has now turned into the third quarter 12-minute clock. Like you said, going into halftime, Blanchard is going to be receiving this kick. And if I know Coach Craig and that coaching staff over on that sideline over there, I think we might see Blanchard out with their hair on fire a little bit. To come out here, if I had to guess,
I think at a bare minimum they are wanting a 6 to 7 point addition to the score right now off of this first series.
Because, like you said, they've been able to move the ball. It's just when they get to that that back 20, it's either a self-inflicted wound on their part, or it's just not able to connect.
Right.
It's nothing that Tecumseh is doing. It's just they're in their own way, if you will.
And we're going to get started off with a kickoff to Terrence Johnson tonight. He's at the 20 trying to get some blockers. Does get one picked up, but Tecumseh is still there to battle him, so he's going to be brought down maybe just in between the 25 and 30-yard line.
I feel so weird, having to, it's
I'm
cut off.
Just stand up with you.
Because, I'm having to do this, and my head's probably poking out of the window, and any Tecumseh person that looks up here is probably going to be like, what are they doing?
I'll stand up with you. We'll treat it like college football booth.
That's right.
we're just missing about 5 extra TV monitors with all kinds of different angles. But
that's right.
Lions second half starting here with a trips formation with Perryman lining up to the left. Cooksey with the running back to his left as well as the handoff. I believe this time is that McIntyre.
I think that might have been Mikhail Howell again.
Mikhail Howell again.
Yeah, 20. Right?
Yeah. No,
okay.
You're correct.
Okay.
McIntyre usually has some accessories that
the pink gloves usually
kind of tie off of. So
I really want Blanchard to kind of lean into that run again. You kind of saw it a little bit early in the game, and they kind of went off to the pass a little bit, but I think they had tremendous success running the ball early in the game. I'm really intrigued to see here if they really go with it here.
Yeah, second and third, Mikhail Howe will fake taking the kind of sweep outside handoff as Cooksey pulls it, gets straight upfield, but we do have a yellow flag on the field.
Is that going to be holding? That was a pancake block. Uh-oh. Coach Craig has his headset off. I don't think that was a hold. That was just a really, really good pancake block by...
I'll be taking some empathy with
was
Savages on senior night, but...
Was that Dobbs? Was that Ryder?
Let's see.
I think no, that was Heffer. That was 60. That was Blake, wasn't it? 62. That was Blake that got called there. I think that was just a really, really good block there by Blake. Ended up on top of his guy, which is, is that what you're taught in high school, or am I wrong?
What pancake block?
Fall on the guy.
Oh, situationally maybe.
Goodness.
I know, you just pin one guy down, you basically without holding, and you've done your job.
I think Coach Craig was on our side on that one. Anyways,
2nd and 8. Howell's going to motion out to the right side. Cooksey looking to the middle of the field. A Cole Watkins dump off pass. Second one he's kind of got of tonight on that route concept. So encouraging to see that connection staying strong after last week, kind of coming into this game.
Is it weird that I was
First United first down for the Lions? But yeah, what were?
Is it weird that I was halfway expecting him to turn outside just like he did last week? It's just like it's a second gear.
I think because he's in the middle of the field, probably a little scared to do that, and then just get just absolutely your bell rung.
True.
The other time he's kind of more to the sideline. So 4 wide set here for the Lions. Cooksey's gonna get a quick little bubble pass to Brayson. He's got some field, breaks past one defender, is brought down by. Looks to be Ja'Kai Owens for Tecumseh. So another First United first down brought to you by the hands and feet of Brayson Carter.
Nice. And Blanchard now in a part of the field where I can sit back down and not have to strain my back looking at a part of the field I can't see.
So ball is going to be placed at the 43-yard line here with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 4 wide set yet again. Cooksey drops back, surveying more to the right side now as he's got a Corrick Pierce.
That's Hudson again.
Is that Hudson again?
Yeah.
Threw me off because they've kind of been lining
Corrick,
them at that.
have you seen Corrick out tonight?
I haven't really seen him
I
this
know
game.
he was.
That's what kept throwing me off, and that's probably why they've been running Perryman a little bit more at this kind of inside receiver spot, because that's where Corrick's been in past games.
I know that Corrick's been nursing an ankle. I think it's an ankle from last week, so he may just be. They may just being super cautious
kind
with
of
him.
Palmer situation on that. It's kind of some miscommunication here. Carter trying to come motioning in, but Cooksey tells him to stay out. Going to get another bubble pass, but a good job by the Savages to stay disciplined, keep their feet in the ground, and bring Brayson down for maybe a gain of a yard on the bubble pass. So.
All right, this is Blanchard's been here multiple times this game. It's time to flip the script a little bit.
Yeah, second time they've gotten into the red zone itself, as Cale Howe is going to cut up to the kind of left side of his lineman, gets a gain up to looks to be the third 3-yard line there. So third and I guess goal. Yeah, sticks aren't there, so. Third and goal here from the 3-yard line for the Lions. So
McHale had to go airborne there for a second. I think he would have had a really good chance of getting in if he wouldn't have had to get off his feet for a little bit.
So last time Lions were in the red zone, they found Perryman kind of on a deep crossing route, kind of back right corner of the end zone. So maybe something if they can get a matchup again they look to, as Cal is going to be rewarded for his efforts on this drive with a Yarbrough & Sons heating and air touchdown. So 6 points tacked on to the 15 points with 8 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter as we await this Matt Campbell PAT.
I'm going to give credit here to the Blanchard front. Blanchard kind of went back to run dominant there, and I think the line of scrimmage got a really good push, not only on the run, but giving Carson enough time to set up for some pass plays. And it was just that's what we call a complete drive there, and it's a great first drive in the second half.
We are going to get an offsides by, look to be, I believe, Marquand Crush, kind of trying to get across and get. I mean, they had a blocked attempt on the last one, our last PAT, so that's kind of another second half point of emphasis to maybe focus on if we get a couple more looks on these PATs, is that's going to be something so crucial in playoff games when every point is going to matter. You don't want to be leaving a point or two off on the scoreboard and it cause you to miss out on an overtime or a win.
There were some times this season where it really felt like when crunch time was coming that a couple of missed PATs by Blanchard were going to come back to bite them. But in this game tonight, right here, with a score of 22-0, I don't think Blanchard is going to have to worry about that missed PAT from the first half. It's currently 22-0 here for Blanchard. 8 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after a couple messages. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is
Welcome back to Tecumseh, America, where an extended kickoff return for Tecumseh will warrant good field position for the Savages. It is currently 22-0 Blanchard here in the early onset of the third quarter. 8:17 left to be exact. I pass it over to my loyal compadre, Carson Craig.
Yeah, we're back from our quick bake. Making some cookies over here.
It was definitely not a one, and this is something that's been going on for most of the game. These have not been 1 minute timeouts. Now listen, I'm not gonna be the guy that sits up here and I'm not gonna do a Todd, okay? I'm not gonna complain, but it's just like, can we be a little bit more closer to time on this?
I'm okay with a fast one because less plays, less potential for injuries heading into playoffs here.
Also true.
Tecumseh again kind of having some motion in the backfield, but Lions do not bite on it. Stay true to their assignments, and they're going to bring the Tecumseh quarterback for a loss of yardage there on the direct run. And I think they might have been running some more Maddox Anderson kind of direct snap stuff for them.
All right, we're getting back to exactly what you were talking about, Carson. Finding early success in these first and second downs, forcing Tecumseh to get out of their comfort zone when it comes to the offensive playbook.
So Tecumseh is going to have no receivers wide as of right now, staying tight and stacked in the box as another quick stop by the Lions defense behind the line of scrimmage. So encouraging to see that in the second half. Looking to probably anticipate some type of wide receiver setup now.
Yeah.
Lions making some substitution here. Might be kind of their nickel formations just because they know potential for a pass is heavily there for this 3rd and 9 coming up for the Savages on the 40-yard line. As they're going to go with now 2 receivers to their right and a running back in the backfield. As quarterback's going to roll out to the right side. Ball is popped out off the strip. Tecumseh probably got back on that and saw more black jerseys than white jerseys around it. But
was that Blake Woods that caused the strip there? I think it was. That was one of those where Blake wasn't going to get the sack, but his hand was in the right spot to where when the Tecumseh quarterback was kind of shimmying over, Blake's hand was the only piece of his body that was able to get a part of the person, and the person ended up being the ball carrier. So that was a really good strip from Blake there to cause a quick 4th down, a quick 3 and out for this Blanchard defense.
So Lions really anticipating punt here. They've now got back Brayson Carter and Terrence Johnson for the return. They're both set up and anticipating the punt to be around the 35-yard line. As a high-beaming punt is going to go to Terrence. He's going to catch it in stride. He's got some good field there. Fortunately, Tecumseh Savage defender just got enough of a hand on his jersey to slow him down for the rest of their squad to get up and bring him down. So after the Terrence Johnson return, the ball is going to be spotted on the 42-yard line on Tecumseh's territory.
Is this going to be Blanchard, the offense's first chance to go back-to-back here, scoring without a break? They didn't get back-to-back scores in the first half, did they?
Well, I was trying to think that one out of the right before half.
Was that a back-to-back?
Was that maybe a back-to-back?
I can't remember.
The defensive stop. Because I know we had a Cooksey pooch punt, and I don't remember. That might have been. I think we had 9 by then. So Cooksey's just not able to find anything downfield. Gets the ball into Brayson Carter's hand. He makes something out of nothing after the bubble pass on the left side. So he's got a second and 5 coming up for the Lions. Ball is at the 36-yard line with 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
So against Bridge Creek, the starters started shifting out with about 3 minutes left in the third. Klassen, it wasn't until early fourth. Let's see if we can find a happy medium here and maybe score a touchdown and get some reserves a look.
I think they'll stay at least all the way through the third quarter.
You will, or they will.
History that Coach Craig's had with that, and it's not a blowout by any means. It's only about a 3 touchdown difference between us and Tecumseh right now.
You know they're going to keep their guys out since it is senior night, though.
Of course.
Good awareness there by Terrence Johnson, though, to realize where he was when in regards to the chains, right where you need to be to advance for a First United first down.
Yeah, it was kind of another hitch route there that they've had success with him tonight. And like you said, contorted his body enough to reach that ball out, kind of on that spin out to get a new set of downs for the Lions and not worry about a potential fourth down.
And we have a timeout here with 4:21 left to go in the third quarter. It is 22-0. It's all Lions for the almost 3 quarters of this game. We're going to take a couple of minutes, or one singular minute here, and we'll be back after a few messages. You guys are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, America. 22-0 your score. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. The Lions lead.
So a little counter handoff. I believe this time might actually be McIntyre.
Might be Vaughn. It's so weird not seeing him with pink gloves on. He usually is sporting those, and that was before and after the breast cancer awareness, or just the cancer awareness night that we had.
So Vaughn's run is going to move the ball up from the 31-yard line up to, looks to be the 18-yard line now. So nice little gain for first down, like you said, First United first down.
One of the things we need to have on our bingo card is, does Tyler Hughes get a carry? We've usually seen him in late game situations with the ball in his hands. I wonder if that rings true tonight.
I think with I'd say maybe not, with him being on the as a Cooksey little kind of rollout scat pass to Brayson Carter there.
I think this might be on Ross.
Middle judge throw a flag down. So, like you said, might have just been another instance of a man upfield kind of on that long developing play, as that looks to be the call from the white hat. So Lions going to get backed up from the 17-yard line to the They'll bring him to the 22-yard line after the penalty.
Always seems like these penalties come at the worst time, just when you talk about field position. But based on what they did last drive, would not be so shocked if they eat up that yardage and are able to get in for the score.
Yeah, luckily you haven't had too much. I mean, you haven't had any, knock on wood, no false starts through the game.
True.
You did have a defensive offsides earlier, but I think that's the only defensive penalty that I can recall. And just some other ones as far as holding penalties on special teams and offensively, as Cooksey's pass out to Perryman with the bubble route is going to go for no gain. Well, maybe a gain of 1. So another second and longer coming up for the Lions here.
Was Tecumseh part of the Reed classification 2 years ago? Did they stay in Blanchard's district 2 years ago?
They've been in our district. I know, like, even as far back as when I was a senior, they were one of the teams in our district. Now,
okay.
I'm trying to remember if maybe one of those years in between.
If they were a mainstay or not.
Not this one, but the one before, if they might have been out for a little bit. Because I remember at one point Cushing was a team in our district, and they no longer are, and usually aren't too often in that. But four wide set here. Cooksey's going to fake the initial bubble pass to Brayson. Brayson's going to go up, snag the pass. I believe it's just right short of the pylon, unfortunately, but great throw and pass by Cooksey and catch by Brayson. So you like to see kind of that connection re-emerging again out of those two as far as deep plays. They've had stuff kind of bubble behind the line of scrimmage, but
that was
First United first down for the Lions.
It's a really good throw. One of those throws where if Brayson goes up and catches it at the apex, which he did, he's the only guy that's going to be able to get to that ball.
Brayson's going to receive the jet sweep handoff. He's going to cut inside here, try to break the goal line, and he does. So Brayson's going to going to receive some reward there for that first catch. That was just short. So Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air touchdown, brought to you by the speed of Brayson Carter to the right side. So another 6 points tacked on to that 22. So we're at 28 points now with 0 on Tecumseh side, as Matt Campbell is going to take his steps here and try to tack on one last point before we switch sides.
Looks good to me. And it is. That kick is good, which makes it 29-0 here in Tecumseh, Oklahoma. The Savages are down to the Lions 29-0, 1 minute 48 left to go in the third quarter. You are watching a football game that is being sponsored by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. On the heels of a Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air touchdown, we'll be right back after this. You're watching Blanchard Lions TV.
.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, 29-0 your score, 1 minute 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
So we got a flag here.
Is that a face mask, maybe?
Face mask, maybe?
Oh, no, it was back here.
Well, there's two back here now.
Oh, there are? Where's the other one? I'm not seeing it.
The other one, side judge threw his hat down as well.
That one's definitely a face mask. I don't know what the one back here close to the 50 is. Can I just say how great the weather has been?
I'll take it
or how
last
weird
week.
it's been? Yeah, last week was
a little chilly.
Where were we at last week?
We were at home, but we had that north wind.
Yeah, maybe it's just because we are inside. And hallelujah, thank the Lord. 2 home games for playoffs, which means we're also going to be inside.
Potential 2 games. Okay, get too ahead of yourselves there.
2 potential. That's right. That's right.
So for sure 1 home game.
For sure 1
next week.
For sure 1 inside call for us, and not in the middle of a blizzard on top of a press box against Weatherford like last year. That was fun, though. Those are one of those games where it's like it stinks in the moment, but, man, when you're, like, freezing and you didn't come prepared and your teeth are chattering and you're about to pass out from hypothermia, you know, it just reminds you how much you love football this time of the year.
Luckily, let's see, we got a personal foul on Blanchard's special teams there. So it looks like it's going to offset by another personal foul, so maybe
face mask on Tecumseh?
But did we have 4 flags there? Because it was like, yeah, 4 flags. There was a personal foul and the face mask on us, and then there was unsportsmanlike conduct on Tecumseh, and then another personal foul. I don't know where those took place.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides.
Right. We're listening to the PA, try to see what their take on the situation
That is
was.
the first time in any level of football that I have seen or heard 4 flags being thrown on a single play.
I thought
Simply
there were
stunning.
4, but they moved Tecumseh up, so that makes me think there was 3 and 2 on us and 1 on Tecumseh. So it might have offset the personal fouls.
I think the clock's been running the whole time as well, which, sure, go ahead. Pop off.
Well, I don't think the seniors want that for Tecumseh. Our seniors will, but
I don't think Tecumseh has a say in it anymore.
Incomplete pass by Tecumseh, trying to get it to. Trying to see maybe Darian Clark on that deep pass.
Is Tecumseh on the bottom end of 4A when it comes to enrollment? I know they released the schedule or the enrollment numbers
ADM that comes out, and I can kind of look that up and see, because I know some people are getting bumped down, some people are getting bumped up.
Because I know Blanchard's on the top end of 4A.
As Tecumseh getting a little bit of success off that heavier set yet again. Just kind of a direct run here to short of the 50-yard line, midfield line. So 3rd and short coming up for the Savages. So they'll likely, like we've said, if they can get some yardage on the 1st or 2nd down, they're going to go kind of maybe some more run set out of this and not have to just immediately jump into a 5-wide set.
So I'm taking a page from your playbook. I'm going to go look up the all-time matchup between Tecumseh and Blanchard.
It said 10-2 when we looked last week.
Did we already look that one up?
Yeah, I had it pulled up on that. As the Tecumseh run's going to be short of a 1st down, so 4th and short coming up right around midfield here.
I think that might be the last play of the quarter here. We're about 15 seconds out from the end of the 3rd. But with that being said, it is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Tecumseh, America. The score is 29-0 Lions, looking to remain unblemished in district play, and it looks like they're high on their way to doing that. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break here. Tonight's game sponsored by Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com.
Start of the 4th quarter here in Tecumseh, Oklahoma. 29-0 your score. Blanchard with a comfortable lead. Big shout out to Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air. Tonight's game sponsor, but just to shout out the whole slew of sponsors, both returning and new that we have this season. Centerfield Surveying, Blanchard Eye Care, Oasis Gas & Go, Keeler Custom Homes, Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, 10 Arrows Roofing, Casa de Wolf Designs, Quick Wrench, Brightway Insurance, LB Realty Group, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. Truly, 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 whether it be me and Todd, me and Carson, anytime at the Coaches Show, truly, truly, truly cannot do it without the support of all of you, whether you're a returning sponsor or a new sponsor this year. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this season. It's been a wild ride. It's been a fun ride, and it's a ride that's going to continue at least for one more week, and I think that's the most important thing for this Blanchard Lions squad.
We're hoping for 3 more on top of that 1 week, but Lions defense came up with a big stop on that 4th and short, kind of a scrum in the middle of the field. So Lions back on offense. Looks to be kind of a blend of some guys in as far as starters go. Brayson Carter's getting subbed out, I believe, is at
18, so that would be Arreston Vickery, the sophomore wide receiver.
So probably just kind of get some mix of people in and out. Series, I think Cooksey's just going to go one more drive.
If there's ever a really good tell of, hey, this game's over, it's when the there's
a big break off here from McHale this time. Drives way far down the line, so the ball was at the 49-yard line. He gets it all the way to the 14-yard line, so a big 30-yard gain there for McHale Howe, 30-plus.
It's a great individual run, but like I was saying, the big tell, knowing a game's over or not, is when the some of the coaches that are up here for Blanchard in the press box are officially going down, even though there's still game time left. And we're officially in the part of the field where I'm going to have to look like I don't even know.
It's like Kirk Herbstreit in the booth when they cut
right
back to him on those direct shots. Lions going to go back to the ground yet again for a lot shorter gain on the handoff there, as Lions have a 2nd and 10 coming up here within the red zone.
I will say, out of all the extra things that aren't football this year, I think I enjoyed Tecumseh's halftime the most out of everyone's.
I couldn't tell as Cooksey's going to – I don't even know if that bubble pass was in bounds to start with. Cooksey pulled it, kind of their, Blanchard's option out of those pulls with the inside receiver bubbling. Was trying to get it there to Reston Vickery, but short side of the field, so it was pretty much already out of bounds before he caught it. But yeah, back to the halftime performance. I think it was kind of a funny mix. It felt like a Halloween Christmas mashup. Where you
honestly.
had the colorful lights looking like Christmas trees out there, but then I did see someone that looked like they had the kind of glow-in-the-dark tape, so it was kind of a skeleton look to it. So I don't know, but it was a good performance by their band, entertaining one, as Mikhail Howe's going to go up in the middle of the field, and he's going to get another 6 on the board for the Lions after a big gain brought on by him. So Yarbrough & Sons, heating and air.
Getting their money's worth.
Brought to you by the Mikhail Howe counter run there up the middle.
Yeah, just like clockwork for Blanchard. They've really found their groove here in the second half when it comes to offense. And I guarantee we're going to be seeing some names that we don't get to shout out a whole lot coming on these next couple of drives.
And we're going to see here a lot better second half from special teams as far as PATs go. So Campbell's PAT is good. It's going to bring our score to 36-0 with 9:30 left in the fourth quarter.
We're going to take a minute break here in Tecumseh, America. We'll be back right after these messages. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Oklahoma here. Early on in the fourth, the score 36-0. Your Lions hold the commanding lead. We call this a skunk when you hold your, knock on wood, to your opponent to absolutely no score, which the Blanchard Lions have done thus far.
I don't know if the Lions have had a shutout happen this year, as we get another flag yet again on kickoff. So that's been the story tonight, is just a lot of extracurriculars on these kickoffs.
What is Blanchard's kid? The kid who gets the kick holder. Do we have a name for him?
If is it one of Coach Maddox's sons? No, I kind of see them on the sideline from time to time.
Because
so.
I'm telling you what, there's not a whole lot of people that I have more respect for than the people that are going out there and doing it. Stuff like that. Coach Maddox's son he just looks like he's going full force all the time. And the people that can go full force for just going and doing something as simple as picking up, a kick tee, mad respect for Coach Maddox's son. He gives his 100% all the time, anytime.
So penalty is going to back up the Savages very far. It looks like ball is placed on the 15-yard line. So Savages will have to drive 85 yards here with 9 minutes left to try to spoil Blanchard's first shutout of the year. As once again, kind of some misdirection going on in the backfield as they have a lot of – they've done that a couple of times where they've had – it looks everybody's coming to one side of the field and then they sneak that guy going across the other side. But Lions staying yet again disciplined on it, anticipating it, and is going to bring him down for – 2nd and 10 coming up for the Savages.
And, I guess if you were to ask Blanchard before the year started, hey, you're going to have one skunk game, where do you want it to be? You'd probably want to say the last game, because that would probably imply that that's when your defense is playing the best, right before playoffs.
I mean, yes, I think, too, it might have been, you want to skunk on one of your rivals at Newcastle, at Tuttle.
True, that could be true.
Like, granted, those games are a lot of times a lot closer, well, hey, so you could be like, oh, we skunked him, and it's like, well, you only scored 1 touchdown on him.
Well, with
so
how
does it
weird,
feel like that much of a skunk?
With how weird the Tuttle game was, I truly thought Blanchard might have had a chance to skunk Tuttle when they only got 6 on the board.
If we hadn't, botched that one punt, there's a good chance that would have been the case.
Yeah.
Because they got the ball, it was right on the goal line. So Tecumseh with 3rd and long going to that 5-wide set. They're going to try going to this receiver. Look to be trying to get a pass off to. Is that number 3? So Marquand Crush.
I'm not going to say worried, but I was just surprised just coming into this game knowing how ball or run dominant this team was, and Tecumseh completing like a couple of passes in that first drive. I was like, oh no, what is this game going to be tonight? Right. But as you can see, I think Tecumseh's kind of regressed back down to the mean, with the help of with how good that Blanchard defense has been able to get in the backfield tonight. But
yeah, it's just. They're riding high with emotions, especially to start off. Is hey, let's go give it our best. Let's see, kind of make some noise, see what happens. As Tecumseh's going to punt the ball, it's going to come out of bounds right about the 46-yard line. But I mean, throwing a lot of stuff that you might have seen a little bit of throughout the season, but not as often, and especially not kind of being shuffled in and out.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had some success, and like.
And by success, I mean like maybe 2 or 3 passes completed.
Right.
And it's not like they were all big chunk. I'm just saying,
they were driving. They were putting some stuff together, getting new sets of downs. But
okay, we're going to try and call out some names here that are being subbed in. I believe Rio is in at quarterback, number 4.
It's like Derek Depew at kind of wide receiver here to our right.
Asher McCaffrey is in, 34 at running back, the freshman.
He's going to get the series started off with a handoff that goes for no gain. It's kind of brought down in the backfield.
Deshaun Greer is over on that far left side at wide receiver, the junior. Clayton Bartlett also in at receiver. You already said Derek. I see Isaiah Drake out there, partial on the offensive line. Cade Saunders in the middle. Jake Carter also in. Trying to see the far left.
Four wide set. Rio's going to dump the pass off to Reston Vickery. He's going to take the bubble pass for a nice gain of 7 yards there for the Lions. So
okay, Heffernan still in on that left tackle spot, and then Luke Meeker at your left guard spot. That rounds out the offensive line. So yeah, just like we called, a couple of fresh faces that we don't usually get to shout out all the time on broadcast. Glad to see some of the young pups getting some run in.
3rd and 3 with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Rio's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, fake the bubble pass as well, and kind of go get some yardage there to calling his own number. I believe he's going to be just right at the line or short.
They're going to give it to him.
They're signaling the first down. So
First United
Leo
first
Reynolds
down.
bringing us a new set of downs.
Brought to you by his feet. What did you say? His legs and hands?
I said that earlier for Brayson. I mean, technically his hands on that one. Didn't utilize them as much as Brayson did in that sense, but trying to mix my language here.
I just want us to take a shot. Just do it.
So
nice.
The handoff to is that McCaffrey again there? Asher McCaffrey.
Yes, Asher.
He's going to get he's going to use his legs and feet.
Nice.
For a First United first down. So Lions kind of backup unit here, getting some good yardage as well. As the clock continues to tick down, ball is now at the 16-yard line with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter for your Lions. But it's kind of a quick, I think you guys touched on it too, Tuesday at the coaches show, but Lions looking to complete their first season of unblemished district
undefeated
play
district record since what?
Since I believe that was 2020 when you were looking
2020.
at it.
That was the Clinton loss in the semis.
Yes.
Clemson. Yeah, they're losing too.
So all the years in between that, either kind of drop one to Tuttle or Bethany to kind of just fall just short of reaching that mark. So
speaking of coaches and radio shows, just like Clemson does, do you think we should have people call in to our coaches show? That would be amazing. That would be absolutely. Would people call in to a radio show if we did it?
That, I don't know if it's just you gotta publicly put your phone number out there for everybody to see.
That's fine.
So
that's fine.
Call you at 3 a.m.
I'm always looking to mix it up at the coaches show.
Reynolds gonna hand it off to McCaffrey again as he kind of does a swim move with the ball on one Tecumseh defender and gets a nice gain of about 7 to 8 yards there. So
McCaffrey picking up right where Mikhail Howell left off the previous drive, trying to carve a name out for himself and maybe get 6 in his name, if you will.
Maybe we can. Maybe in a couple years, hopefully he develops into another prominent McCaffrey running back.
Yeah,
name.
right. Yeah,
Right.
Nice. We already got a college football stab in there, and we just went pro.
They brought a
Tell me
new
who else
set
is
of
doing
downs,
this.
so a new First United first down for your Lions as clock continues to run here, and another handoff yet again to McCaffrey from Reynolds.
So
clock now at 2:10 left.
I will say this: we're only going to roll through one segment here after the game ends, but we did have some scores that we said during halftime that were probably going to mean something down the road for the Lions as they enter the playoffs next week. Most importantly, Cash and Chickasha, just depending on that score. We're going to keep it hidden from you all until this game concludes, but just stay tuned as we might be able to figure out who Blanchard will be playing at home for the first round of playoffs.
But, we did see Jinx was regained a lead on Bixby, so kind of another fun one in Oklahoma preps to keep an eye on. As the clock continues to run down here, I believe 3rd and goal is going to be coming up for the Lions from about the 6-yard line.
Give the Lions credit. They're being stingy with McCaffrey getting the ball. They're trying to get him into the end zone. They just haven't found any success. Tecumseh's been able to hold strong. Let's see if we get a different look here.
Kind of one of those tough positions where you really not trying to score again necessarily.
Right.
Not to feel like you're running up to score or anything, but you are trying to get the clock run out, and unfortunately are too close to the goal line where you can't get a first down and then take it down and then call it a game.
And I think if you were to ask Asher, I wholeheartedly probably would think it'd be like, I don't really care. I just want to get into the end zone.
When you're that close, it's like, look, if we got to do something, I want to make it worthwhile. As you predicted there, as McCaffrey's going to bring in, most likely, I believe, his first varsity touchdown that I'm aware of with a Yarbrough and Sons heating and air touchdown. First varsity one for McCaffrey.
As a pretty much he said, hey, I'm going to put the whole team on my back, and he pretty much got the lion's share, if you will, of yards for that drive.
Yeah, just one that you're kind of excited for him, but you kind of hate that he had to score too, in a sense, that he can't take a knee, kind of get this game over with, and let Tecumseh not feel even worse about kind of their last fleeting moments as a senior football player.
Hopefully most of these kids are multi-sport athletes.
So no good
that
on
kick
the PAT.
Will be no good, which will keep the score at 42-0 in favor of the Lions. There's 41 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break. You are watching Blanchard Lions TV.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back. The final seconds here in Tecumseh, America, as Blanchard holds a commanding lead over the Savages, 42-0, as the kickoff goes Tecumseh's way.
It's the kind of little squib kick is going to be fielded by the Savages and returned to the Lions' 41-yard line.
It's my 5-year anniversary on Reddit. I don't know if
Happy
that
Cake
should
Day.
be. I don't know if that should be a flex or not. I'm not going to present it as one. I'm just merely presenting what I see on my phone.
Your notifications.
For those that are interested, a little cross-sport action that's happening. Your Oklahoma City Thunder currently hold a 4-point lead over Golden State. It is the first game with mid-season tournament implications in the NBA. 6 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. SGA not available for tonight's game. I guess we also have to shout out the player of the game. We will do that concluding the next couple of plays here, but I think we have one set in our minds.
As looks to be...
Did he go out of bounds on that? Come on.
Yes, he did.
Can we just
Egan
run
Plumlee went
the
out of
clock?
bounds after the handoff to the left side.
I think Todd's rubbing off on me now.
So hopefully this kind of backup unit of defense keeps the
All right, I forgot about that. That's right.
For this game, so
all right, y'all.
They've got
Let's
prime location for it. You know, it's not immediately right there, but just close enough. As we might get a double pass here, as that's going to go nowhere. Ball is falling on top of. Clock at 10 seconds, I believe it's just going to tick out here as the Tecumseh players head for the midfield as well as the line sideline.
That's going to do it for the game time at least. The clock strikes 0 in the fourth quarter. The Lions will go unblemished in district play, beating the Tecumseh Savages in their backyard 42-0. Carson, before we get to the player of the game, before we get to some of the scores from around 4A and beyond, maybe just some final thoughts. Obviously, there's not a whole lot I think you can take from this game. I think Blanchard did a tremendous job in the second half, and I think, you know, knowing what Tecumseh was, I think it was just kind of a get-right week going into the playoffs. But did you see anything more out there tonight? Especially in the second half, I guess.
There wasn't anything just ginormous that sticks out of kind of a high takeaway. I think we talked about at halftime, just kind of Terrence being a player you can rely on more going forward in playoffs at that receiver spot, since there's been so many differences on it. I think it was encouraging to still see Perryman and Cooksey connecting on those deeper passes, and as well as kind of Brayson later on in that second half. So discipline-wise, maybe just work on some of the, the personal fouls on sportsmanlike, getting that back in check. Especially when you got high charge series coming up with playoffs. So that's kind of some stuff to work on. Ground game, when they went to it, there wasn't anything too concerning.
No.
They kind of shied away from it in the first half, and like I said, don't know if that was just with what Tecumseh was presenting defensively. But like you said, just kind of maintaining where you're at, hopefully some improvement, some spots that they might have been looking for and improving on. So hopefully just enough to where, like we said, second half was better, get a little bit of confidence again, and then hopefully get all our guys fully healthy, ready to go for first round of playoffs.
You kind of name dropped who we're going to give the LB Realty Group Player of the Game tonight, who we're going to give it to tonight, but I think without a doubt the person in the clubhouse for Blanchard that's going to get that honor tonight is Terrence Johnson. Do you have any thoughts on his play tonight?
Yeah, just kind of like we said, it kind of at the receiver spot, they were running a lot of hitches with him. He was kind of wasn't able to do too much out of it. Kind of receiver would wrap up, but did catch the ball, helped him move the the ball down the field on some of those series, as well as getting a first down on that one where he reached out. And also, too, we kind of saw when Brayson went out that 1 week, we were blanking on who it was at home, but they kind of threw him out there to
Bridge
play
Creek, I believe.
Return man.
Yeah,
that sounds right. He did a great job at that role. Did what he needed to. Could run up and fair catch it if he needed to. Stop the ball from bouncing further, and even too just go make a play. I think only, and he'll see it on film. He'll learn to. It was just kind of that one return where it did get punched out by the guy from blindside. So just a little bit of field awareness in these playoff games where other teams will be trying to do that to them. So. But solid play from him. I'm really happy to see that. I know he kind of had some struggles early on the start of the year, maybe just kind of with being a move-in and things like that. So encouraging, excited to see that senior player start to emerge.
That is Terrence Johnson's first LB Realty Group Player of the Game accolade, and it was no more deserving than who we're giving it to tonight, one Terrence Johnson. Okay, let's get to it. We teased it a little bit. We gave some scores out at halftime, ones that could have major implications for the playoffs for Blanchard next week as far as who they're going to be facing at home. That would be a game that is being played in Chickasha, I believe. Is that Chickasha Cache, I believe, is the two teams. Chickasha currently behind Cache, and therefore a district standings. And I believe if Chickasha gets a win tonight, there's a really good chance that they could hop over Cache in those rankings, which would mean Blanchard would be hosting Chickasha in that first round of playoffs. But do we have an updated score for them?
I think that's what it would be, but yeah, Cache has regained a lead, 21-16 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So I don't know I'm unable to tell who's got the ball, kind of how much time is left, but that's all I've got for them. And then jumping over that Newcastle Bethany, Newcastle's gone up by 7 now in the fourth quarter, so 14-7. Just kind of some implication there in between who's going to get third and who's going to get fourth. That one, they would both be on the road as far as that goes.
Correct.
For the first round, but it's just kind of who do we want to play first round, where do we want to travel. For other 4A scores that we were keeping an eye on.
And we could just do 4A tonight. We can just do 4A for this.
Yeah, Ada's up. Last score update looks to be at halftime, so I imagine that score is either different or further along into the game. But 21-14 is the last update we have of Ada and Broken Bow. Elk City still comfortably at on John Marshall 34-0. Bridge Creek finally did get on the board against Hera with 8 points, so 28-8 in the fourth quarter. Cushing still way ahead, 48-7. Probably in the third quarter, probably went out that game. Woodward also finally getting on the board against Clinton, 31-6 in the fourth quarter. Hilldale finally got some separation from Fort Gibson. Earlier it was 28-21, but now it's 41-28 in Hilldale's favor. Poto with a very high-scoring win for them, 61-20 over Stillwell. Wagner is going to pull out a win against Miami, or Miami. I'm from Oklahoma, not elsewhere. Wagner, 42-14, and Salsa up on Medill, 27-0 in the fourth, and then Oologah and Tulsa McLean. Oologah leading 37-19 in the fourth. So that's kind of where we stand at 4A. So anticipate either a Cash or Clinton matchup for your Blanchard Lions next week.
They will be whoever it is, Blanchard will welcome them with open arms. Just want to give a quick shout-out to all of our sponsors that have been with us all season long. We'll start off with the game sponsor, Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air, and then we'll go Blanchard Eye Care, Keeler Custom Homes, Hometown Healthcare, 10 Arrows Roofing, First United Bank and Mortgage, Quick Wrench, LB Realty Group, Craig & Strait Orthodontics, Brightway Insurance, Casa de Wolf Designs, Coops Performance Gym, Oasis Gas & Go, and Sutterfield Surveying. We truly appreciate your support this season. And we look forward to continuing that support next week in the first round of playoffs. But as for myself, Carson Craig, the great Nate with us, always doing a great job behind the scenes. Big shout out to Ashley Robertson for being the commander-in-chief of this whole operation. My name is Drake Vidito saying Lions win and remain unblemished in district play heading into playoffs. We will be doing the coaches show this coming Tuesday at 6 at Mazzio's like we always do, and then we will have our live broadcast, I believe still at 7 p.m., correct, for next Friday's first round of playoffs. That will do it for us. We're going to say good night from Tecumseh, America. Thank you for watching this broadcast, and thank you for watching Blanchard Lions football on Blanchard Lions TV.
Thanks, everybody.